Hey guys, long time no see. Sorry about that. I know it's been over a month. Regardless, apologies. We're actually in the midst of transitioning into a different type of channel. So, unfortunately, no more podcasts or Pokemon videos or pop culture videos. Instead, we've decided to sell out and go with ASMR and pimple popping videos. That's right. We're going to make a buttload of money off that, hopefully, because that's pretty popular in certain corners of the internet right now. Well, without further ado, let's not dilly or dally. Let's start with a big one, a big pimple. I got one right here on my leg, and I'm going to film it. Let's get filming. Here we go. All right, Bryan, start us off, baby.
What is up, guys? My name is Bryan. I am with That Poké Duo, and I am with...
I'm Christian, and I need a new perspective on my life.
Oh, do you need some therapy?
Oh, I've sought several therapists out, but they've all committed suicide after they've heard me talk. So I guess therapy's not for me. Anyway, Bryan, what the shit fuck are we doing here today?
We're sponsored by BetterHelp. I'm just kidding. We're not sponsored by BetterHelp.
No, we're actually sponsored by Squarespace. Nah, I'm just kidding. We're sponsored by Bespoke Post. Nah, I'm just kidding. We're sponsored by Manscaped. Nah, I'm just kidding. We're sponsored.
Raid Shadow Legends.
Raid, that's the one. Raid Shadow Legends. We were all fucking around until we said Raid.
Yeah.
Which is like the lowest common denominator sponsor.
Yeah.
I guess, because everyone fucking uses it.
Yeah.
Jesus, it's on every video, bro.
Yeah, like... Raid ever emails you, you're now sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends.
I will gladly open my mouth.
It's a
wide.
free-to-play game where you can use a enemy.
I don't even know. Like,
yeah.
It's just I don't get it. It's been explained to me several thousand times, and I still don't know the premise, the gameplay. I just know that it's a RPG medieval fantasy thing.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah,
that's all I know.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit. But if Raid came to me and said, "Can we sponsor you?" I would.
Hell yeah!
I would open my mouth gladly and just swallow all the liquid cash they would squirt into my gullet. I would be like, "I'm ready. Please deliver unto me, Daddy, that sweet, sweet cash."
Yes.
I would.
Yeah, we would do that. We are not above taking sponsors.
I could be bought. Which doesn't make you a sellout.
But then once we get famous, and then we can start saying,
exactly.
I don't really like your product.
Exactly. That's when you could actually pick what kind of sold out you want to be.
Right.
Because everyone sells out. Don't let it fucking fool you. Everybody sells out.
Whenever your local YouTuber says, and this episode is sponsored by insert very common thing here, you say, good job, make your money, YouTuber.
Listen, we live in a capitalist economy. We need to follow the regime. We need to make money. This is a business, as Tony Soprano once said. That's what he said.
We all hate
what capitalism has become.
Yeah. I was trying to come up with the word for. I'm so against that word that I actually forgot how to say it.
Yeah. I mean, it's good in concept. We just mismanaged it to the point where it's pretty fucking bad. I mean, hey, at least we have Amazon, though, right? Well, the thing we watched iCarly on tonight, which is a good segue into iCarly Season 2, Episode 10.
And 11 and 12, but that's a fake out because there's actually only 10 episodes in the season.
It is a fake out, and we actually used it in a functional sort of way, and not just a meme, silly way. Yeah. We, I guess I'll explain. So yeah, I know it's been about a month and a half since our last episode, and the show wrapped up literally a month and a half ago.
Yeah.
Well, I was at the beach editing the last podcast. I was going to come back, and I was going to invite Bryan over and say, hey, I'm back from the beach. Let's finish this fucking thing. Let's do the rest of the season, all 4 episodes. Make it a big showdown. But turns out, this season only had 10 episodes. The reason I thought it had more is because last season had 13 episodes, and I come back to find this out, go on Paramount Plus, I'm about to rev up the engine, get Bryan the fuck over here, and it turns out that the episode that we have yet to review or discuss on our podcast is one that we've already seen. We just haven't talked about it yet.
Yeah.
So the reason it took me even longer to get Bryan, sitting on my couch and talking about this thing is because I didn't know how to extend one episode of iCarly into a 45-plus minute podcast. Because I refuse to have a less than 45-minute episode of our podcast. God fucking damn.
But luckily for Christian, I had this idea in my head where I'm a big fan of the band Big Time Rush.
Big Time Rush.
And I am not afraid to say that. I'm a big Time Rush stan.
I have no opinion.
I actually think he hates Big Time Rush.
I did when I was like 16, 7, 18.
You were too cool for the boy bands.
Well, I just didn't watch Nicktoons and Nickelodeon after a while. Because Nickelodeon did get bad after iCarly. Like, completely. With the exception of maybe a few shows. It depends on your perspective.
Yeah.
Overall, Nickelodeon got fucking dog shit level after iCarly.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. It never recovered. And I'm not the only one to say it. Look at all these other YouTube channels that I'm not going to bring up because I don't want to edit this thing because no one's going to watch this. Unless you do, then I'll go back and re-edit it. But I'm doing a fictitious waving around of all the shows on Nickelodeon that suck and all the people that have talked about it and said that it sucked in recent years. Yeah. Regardless, carry on, Bryan.
So we're gonna. So what we're gonna do? We've rewatched the 10th episode, and then we're gonna watch the first episode of Big Time Rush together. He's gonna watch it for the first time.
Because you people deserve a cherry on top for waiting this long for a podcast no one watches, for one thing.
Right.
And two, again, I cannot fucking have an episode of our fucking podcast that's less than 45 minutes.
Exactly.
God fucking damn, I refuse.
He refuses. So we're gonna quickly talk about episode 10.
Well, not quickly.
Not quickly.
We'll just talk
efficiently.
about it.
Efficiently.
Yeah, which will take, I don't know, fucking however long it takes. It might take an hour.
Yeah.
But let's also retrospective over the series after we get done with this. Yeah. And then we'll move on to Big Time Rush.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then we have a bonus episode for you guys, much like the Spaghetti Tacos episode we did last season of iCarly.
Which actually did... I think it did decently well. I think he got like 20-something
fucking views. 20 views, dude.
That's fucking decent.
We on fire.
Yeah, hell yeah. So the 10th episode was basically Pearl and Freddie breaking up and Carly opening the door for herself.
Yeah, Creddy's finally getting some traction. They're shipping them. They've been teasing it all 2 seasons.
Yeah, took them 2 seasons, but they finally...
took them 2 series.
Yeah, 2 series. Yeah.
Fucking like 10, 15, 20 years. How old are we? Who are you? Anyway, I have to take my heart medication.
Yeah.
Carry on, Bryan.
Yeah, so, happy birthday, Freddie. It's Freddie's birthday. And,
that was one of those blow things.
Yeah. Happy birthday. But we're talking about the episode, Bryan. Okay. So, Freddie wants a murder mystery party, which is fine. I guess is that still a genre of party?
I know it's a thing people do in large group settings. I don't know if it's a party.
Right.
But so it can be.
He wanted to do that. But Pearl is clueless. Pearl does not have a clue. I liked Pearl until this episode.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't want them to be together forever, but I liked Pearl as the girlfriend for now kind of thing.
Sure.
Like that. I didn't want them as in game.
Yeah, she was nice, stable stuff for Freddie.
Yeah. But she's clueless.
Yeah, she's very quirky. But not too quirky.
When Freddie told her that he wanted a murder mystery party, she didn't hear the mystery part and then just heard crows.
Yeah, so a murder of crows, which is a group of crows.
Yes.
The reason she misinterpreted is because she's a animal psychologist that specializes in animal stuff, and that's
Wasn't it like animal hypnosis or some shit?
I think it was like animal therapy or something, man. It was like some weird shit that doesn't exist.
Right.
But very LA, very trendy, Portland type of job.
Yeah.
very
The
West
job
Coast.
that doesn't exist but gives you enough money to rent an apartment with your boyfriend.
Yeah, the kind of job that a white rich person would probably have on the West Coast.
Right.
Who is also
because they don't want to do work because they hate capitalism as much as we do.
Even though they run businesses.
Right.
No,
they're just rich because they have daddy's money.
Regardless, they have that stupid setup. Freddy wants a nice big party. Pearl misinterprets his idea, but Carly knows for a fact that he actually wants the murder mystery thing, and because she knows Freddy, all of their lives they've known each other.
Yeah.
Tries to convince Pearl that that's what he meant. She doesn't listen, so they wind up combining their ideas and making a 1970s murder mystery disco party with a crow theme. Yeah. Which is funny. It's all haha,
it's
random,
quirky,
random,
it's cute,
random LOL. Yeah, that was funny. They got some jokes out of that. I don't want to go into them because it's not important. But yeah, that's kind of where the setup is. They have a party for Freddy, murder mystery disco party, with crows.
And the party doesn't go well. It's just for
no.
Yeah.
No, it goes pretty bad at first.
Yeah.
Because everything all the decisions
and in the middle,
that are made,
and at the end. It was just
it goes well in the middle, and then it gets really bad. But
oh yeah, that's true.
But right before it gets going, there's all these mistakes that are made because what the fuck? Like basically, it's
So Pearl dresses as Richard Nixon.
Right, which Freddy's terrified of.
Yes.
Apparently, for whatever reason, just LOL random. Freddy's terrified of Richard.
I mean, Watergate's a terrifying thing.
Yeah, it's just very stupid and random.
Yeah.
It's just dumb.
It's like a stupid fear. Like if someone was afraid of Pikachu, it's like what the fuck.
Right. I'm sure they exist. Pikachu phobia, Pokephobia. It's gotta exist.
Yeah, it's gotta exist. I mean,
I bet it's even called that. Pokephobia.
Yeah.
Pokephobia.
We'll look into it.
No, we're not. Fear of Pokemon.
I do not have that fear.
No, you would be a Pokemania.
A philiac, right? Philiac? Is that what it is?
Don't be careful.
Philiac?
Careful with that suffix there. Oh. I would go with Pokemaniac.
I don't even know what a philiac is, so I was just assuming it was the opposite of phobia.
Nonetheless, yeah, the party didn't go well at first. There's a lot of instances where Carly accidentally makes these really creative choices that Freddy favors, and whenever that happens, it makes Pearl look bad because Pearl can't get anything right. Her crow dip sucks. She wears the wrong costume. Then they switch costumes after learning Freddy's afraid of Richard Nixon, and now Freddy and Carly look even more similar in their costumes.
Yeah,
like a Sonny and Cher thing, or what was it? It was just like they're both wearing white now or some shit. Like
they were both wearing a white suit essentially because he was
Cher's husband.
Yeah, or something like that.
Right, but initially Carly was Cher.
Yeah,
but then Pearl comes in as Richard Nixon, and they freak out. Everyone's like, "Oh my God, we got to switch him because Cher and whoever the fuck Sonny were husband and wives, and we gotta put fucking Pearl in the Cher makeup now.
Yeah.
Quick, switch it around." And then Pearl still fucks everything up while Carly keeps winning.
Yeah,
making all the right choices for the party.
She's trying to say that Pearl did it,
but
she is. Not only is Freddy not buying it, even Pearl's not buying it.
Yeah, right. So eventually, party eventually gets its legs. I think they just start playing music.
Yeah, they start dancing. There's a 5-person conga line.
And Freddy's
leading it. And he's having the time of his life.
It is funny. It's good Nathan Kress acting. He does a really good job in this.
Yeah.
Just dancing by himself, even when the music's turned off.
Yeah.
Funny shit. Just getting drunk. Having a good time. But eventually Pearl comes to the conclusion that Freddy and Carly have more chemistry than she and Freddy have. So she's like, you know what? Yeah, you got everything right. I couldn't get anything right with the party. I kept making all the wrong choices. I kept misreading Freddy's, birthday wishes. I couldn't really get the party to stand on its own 2 feet. And Carly kind of came in and saved the day because she knows Freddy more than Pearl does. So it was kind of concluded that, well, shit, I'm probably just going to leave. Pearl saying this. I'm just going to ditch the party like a bitch.
Yeah.
Which really is shitty. Like, if it were me...
She gives an Irish goodbye by saying she's giving an Irish goodbye.
Yeah.
Which
doesn't...
makes it not an Irish goodbye. It's just a goodbye.
It's just an ironic goodbye, I guess.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, I mean, like, okay, they're all adults, almost 30 here. You got a problem with your fucking loved one, your partner, and it's their birthday. You don't leave during their fucking party. You stake that shit out, and you have the argument the morning after.
Right.
She just fucking leaves.
Yeah.
Until she comes back.
Or you literally wait like a week because there's still like the post-birthday high at the end.
If you got to get out of that relationship,
Yeah.
you got to get out. So I mean, at least wait a day. You know,
Yeah.
at least don't be a shitty person. But she does. But she is a shitty person, so she fucking leaves.
Yeah.
And you know, now Carly's trying to distract Freddy by going like, "Hey, let's up the ante on the murder mystery. Let's find Pearl, because that's part of the shenanigans that I planned. It was Pearl's idea. We have to find the missing Pearl." And then Freddy finally finds out that Carly's been making all the party decisions, and she's the one that set everything up. And he finds out that Pearl left completely, bluntly, and illegitimately. But while they're talking about that,
She walks back in.
yeah, walks back in, and basically tells Freddy that you and Carly are better for each other. You know more about each other than anybody, so I'm not going to date you anymore. Goodbye. And that's how the episode ends.
You're in love with Carly, or something like that.
The episode...
She says,
So, the episode literally ends immediately after that line.
Yeah.
Immediately. It cuts to black. That's the end of the season. I don't know about you, but that doesn't feel like a season finale to me.
Yeah, that did. It seemed like they were working up to, like...
The final episode.
Like, the final episode would have been...
The next one.
Yeah, it's
At
like
least.
where they admit, maybe Carly and Freddy admit there's something going on.
Right.
And
then they finish it up or give some sort of conclusive...
maybe everyone else just breaks up. Maybe Millicent's boyfriend breaks up with her for some...
Yeah, something. I mean, like, what it felt like is that they were gearing up to kind of have more setup and sort of a conclusory final episode for season 2 in episode 11, which doesn't exist.
Yes.
Which is how this episode kind of launches us into the ending. It's like, okay, there's enough momentum for one more episode to kind of tie this together and to give enough setup for a season 3, but here it just ends. It doesn't feel like an ending. It feels like a beginning to something else, which is not what a season finale should be.
Right.
Unless you're going to do a cliffhanger, but a cliffhanger should still feel more conclusive than this did.
Yeah.
And it didn't in any way. Not just with the Carly Freddy story, but like Spencer and...
Oh yeah, Spencer and
the B-plots.
Harper, they want to get out of this party too because it's lame as shit. And
Right,
they have this date on text something. It's some dating app where they're like, you don't send pictures, you can only text. So everything is mental or whatever.
A pictureless dating website.
Yeah.
And you have to come up with your own name, and the connection is completely cerebral. It's not based on a physical attractiveness or a physical attraction. And both of them have dates, but they can't get to them, and the show goes out of its way to make sure that they don't get to their dates because the party keeps getting in the way.
Yeah.
Carly keeps convincing them to stay to make it better.
Eventually go like, okay, fine, we'll stay, we'll cancel the dates, it is what it is.
Right.
They send essentially the same breakup text to the person that they think they're going on a date with.
Right.
But they send it to each other.
Yeah, and both their phones go off.
Yeah. And they're like, oh, what a coincidence. And then Harper goes like, you were insert name here. I can't remember
the names either.
And then Spencer was like, and you're insert name
ridiculous,
here.
stupid fucking name here.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was ha sitcom humor. Ba 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 ba.
And then there was the Millicent Freddy's mom thing,
which went absolutely cunting nowhere. I couldn't care less about it.
Yeah.
At all. Fuck this season.
She was annoying with that stupid dolphin app.
Doll phone. Which is the worst joke of the entire iCarly canon.
And she was just annoying with thinking that boyfriend of hers was anything special at all.
Millicent's kind of annoying.
Yeah.
I don't really like Millicent.
She's 11.
I know, but there's been better.
I mean, you could do annoying and good. Megan was annoying and good.
Yeah, Miranda Cosgrove herself was fucking great. She actually had some comedic chops in Drake and Josh.
Yeah.
And iCarly, but she was older then. But
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's just Freddie's mom and Millicent bonding, and it's cute. It's just not very entertaining.
Yeah.
I have nothing to say about that, because there's no jokes there that I laughed at. There was just a little moment at the end of that arc, of that storyline, of that B-plot.
Where she finally just realizes that she doesn't have to be talking to her boyfriend 24/7.
Yeah, and they wrap it up by, like, saying to each other, "Oh, I miss us. We should bond more as granddaughter and grandma." And that was how it ended. And it was cute. Very, very average sitcom
They
shit.
bring in the new cake, and they're singing it. They're singing the happy birthday thing, and I'm just like, read the room. Everyone is depressed.
Yeah, but they were depressed when they left, so I give them a pass. I mean,
that's a little bit of a pass. It was a shit party, so
yeah,
if it stays shitty, there's no change in.
It's just basic sitcom humor in this one. Like a lot of just basic sitcom tropes that I've seen a million times.
It sounds like we're hating on it. We're not really hating on the episode. It's just like how it was. Like it wasn't a bad episode. It was.
The B plots were weak with a really strong A plot.
Yeah.
With a really strong A plot, because I really did like the Carly, Pearl, and Freddie stuff.
If this was the penultimate episode, this would have been a banger.
Yeah, but it's just kind of that's it.
The fact that in a year. The finale just lowers it a little bit because it didn't feel like a season finale.
I will say this. Season 1, episode 13, the finale of season 1, last season's finale wasn't as good as this one's, but it was bigger in scope and felt more like a conclusion. Yeah,
that was they were at the glamping episode.
Yeah, I that episode is alright. I think it's kind of a clusterfuck.
Yeah.
I think this one's got a little bit more tighter writing in it. It's got more of a trajectory, kinda, with the Carly stuff, which I really liked, which is what saved the boringness of it from the B plots. That stuff's really strong, and I think it's more of a focused arc, but episode 13 of season 1, the finale, is worse, but at least it had more of a grandiosity about it.
An ending.
Yeah.
An ending.
Yeah. I mean, it felt conclusive.
Yeah.
Which is a word that kept coming to my mind when I found out that this was the last episode.
Yeah.
I was kind of pissed. I was like, we needed one more, guys. We need one more, because this was such an adrift season.
We made iCarly season 2 episode 11, so you don't have to.
No, but no, we're not doing that. 1, Viacom will sue the shit out of us.
Yeah.
2, Viacom will sue the shit out of us.
And 3, Viacom will sue the shit out of us.
And 3, I don't want to do it.
Right, yeah. It's like, we're just going to call the cast and be like, you realize that your episode 10 was pretty bad, right? And they're like, yeah, it kind of was. You want to make episode 11?
Yeah, you got money?
No, we don't have any money.
I thought you would have money, billion-dollar corporation. Yeah, well, we save that, and we don't use our own money. We borrow from investors. Idiot. You want to be an investor? Go make $1 million. See you later, pipsqueak. Flick.
Fucking Viacom.
Like it's a big godlike finger that descends from the heavens and flicks your body like across the room.
Yeah.
All the way back to Kansas.
Yeah.
Go back to Kansas, darling. I'm from North Carolina.
We're not in Kansas anymore. We're not in Kansas anymore, Toto.
Oh, I gotta drive to North Carolina now. Fuck. Fucking Viacom. Fucking Viacom. Nevertheless, it could have done better if it had that extra episode. It doesn't. This season, all in all, didn't really have a focus.
Yeah.
There was no real arc to this one.
There were just guest characters.
Yeah, and, just episodic happenings.
Yeah.
The last season had more of like a through line.
Yeah.
It wasn't very strong, but it was something with the iCarly relationship triangle.
Yeah.
The love triangle. Again, wasn't that strong, but it was something. Mm-hmm. All in all, we picked out. I guess we'll go through the retrospective part of our discussion now.
Yeah.
We went through the list on where we're watching this from.
The first one is, I guess everyone just hates me now.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, I'm getting to that. So what I'm saying is, like, we counted all the episodes that we thought were, like, worthy of mentioning and were good, and we could only find 4 out of the 10 that we actually liked.
Yeah.
Or liked a lot.
Yeah.
You know,
that stood out.
Yeah, I watched them again.
Yeah.
The majority of the season was kind of weirdly forgettable.
Yeah.
And the ones that weren't forgettable that we didn't put on our best list were not very well written, we thought. Like the one where the granddad comes back, that was written by a bunch of stoners because it didn't make sense.
Right.
It was just a bunch of plot threads thrown together. Like a fucking goulash.
And then the one where everyone made Carly think she was boring just angered me because, like, Carly's not boring.
Yeah, that pissed me off too.
Yeah.
And Carly getting super drunk, it was not fun like I thought it would be.
Right.
It was sort of weird and upsetting. Because she was kind of having it forced on her. Even though it was all fake. Build-A-Bear one was bad. It was boring. Sorry, it was boring.
Even though it had Jake from State Farm.
Yeah, well, I mean, shit. Episode 6 had fucking Drake.
Josh.
Sorry, not Drake. I'm not mentioning that fucking name.
Josh.
Yeah, it had Josh in it, Josh Peck, and he was a highlight, but the episode still kind of was subpar, you know. So that was
they went to a escape room.
That was all I remembered.
And because they were doing that because
I don't even
Josh.
remember.
He's still Josh, whatever his name actually is.
Yeah, he's Josh.
He's Josh. Josh and Nathan were fighting.
Yeah.
They were fighting. And they went to an escape room to not fight.
And Carly did goat noises.
Yeah, that she always does when she's trapped.
Yeah, it was hot. And the next episode was
the drag queens, which was good. We liked the drag queen episode.
Yeah, but it wasn't on our list because it still kind of fell flat.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought so. I mean, if they could have done more with the drag queen plot. I don't even remember the A plot. Oh, that's the one where Spencer eats it. The melon almost destroys
him.
That's the melon
one. Yeah, that's the melon one. We like that one.
What?
No, that is. Or was that number? As well, no.
That was this one. Yeah, it was when.
Yeah, it was definitely I dragged him. Yeah.
Yeah, that was when he got almost killed by
the watermelon.
By the melon.
Yeah.
Which
Carly almost killed him with the watermelon.
All right, I still don't put it on my top list because that one scene is funny as shit.
Yeah.
And probably the best moment of the whole season. But other than that,
the drag queens basically just want to be what's that actress's name?
Reese Witherspoon.
Yeah, they want to be Reese Witherspoon.
Yeah, different
characters. Different characters she's portrayed in different movies.
Different films, different outfits, different vibes. Yeah, different films.
Yeah, that's all that is.
They could have done more with it. Overall, the episode gets a C-. I don't really care for it that much.
Yeah.
Kind of falls flat. Could have done more with the Spencer Carly plot.
Yeah, we didn't care about the Build-A-Bear. That was after the... What was 9 again?
9 was...
Oh, that was the prank one. That was a good one.
Yeah, well, that was part of my top 4.
Yeah.
The Fight Club one as well was good. Also had really good satire of...
Which number was the Fight Club? Oh, wait, that was the same one.
The same one.
Yeah,
that's got the Fight Club and the satire of prank videos.
Yes.
Which is very good satire.
Yes.
A little on the nose, but still good.
Yeah.
Just because it's on the nose doesn't mean it's not good. Satire.
iCupid, that was the one with Rachel Bloom as the date expert or whatever.
This was just Spencer being the most Spencer I've ever seen in my life. And I love it.
And they hook up.
And it's also the one with the bonnet joke.
Carly, your face!
Which will never get old. Spencer, I will say this. They really brought Spencer out into beast mode in this season. Holy fuck. There's a lot of Spencer in this season.
Yeah.
And I love it. But he doesn't have much of a personality past id. Just pure id. And that's fine. But it doesn't make for substantial
if you're
TV.
Picturing Spencer Shay's antics, that's all Spencer Shay was.
That's it. And I'm good with it.
Yeah.
It's fine. But make the rest of the story substantial along with that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't want heavy drama from Spencer. He's always good as comic relief. Keep him that way. But add more substance to the plots otherwise.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you have season 2 of iCarly, which I give a solid C-.
I would also agree with C- on that. I'm typically the more positive one when it comes to video reviews and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Even you had to like kind of side to the fact that this was not that great.
Yeah.
It wasn't great.
I'd rewatch season 1. I'd rewatch season 1.
I would rewatch certain moments and episodes from this season as well as and season 1. Yes.
Yeah.
Overall.
But like, if like 20 years from now and I want to get nostalgic, I'm not gonna watch this.
No. And I highly doubt I'm gonna get nostalgic for this show anyway.
Right.
I'll go watch the original iCarly.
Yeah, get nostalgic about that. I wouldn't get nostalgic about this.
Do you think people will get nostalgic for our episodes, our podcast?
Possibly.
Do you think it'll happen? You think it will? No? He's shaking his head.
No, probably not.
I think...
But prove me wrong, guys. Prove me wrong.
Yeah, click that like button and let's get up to 6,000 likes. Let's do it. Get up to 6,000 likes. I will shave my balls. I'm not kidding. I will shave my balls and I will eat an egg raw. I will do it.
And when he says 6,000, he actually just means 6.
No. We're going to need some real numbers, guys. Really get in there and squeeze. And we won't know if he disliked the video because they got rid of the dislike bar. So
Did they actually get rid of it?
I don't know. Apparently, it's not there.
I haven't looked because I don't dislike videos.
Christian has YouTube pulled up, so I'm going to show Bryan that it doesn't exist anymore. See, you can't see the dislike ratio anymore.
That's what you're saying. You can't see how many people dislike.
Yeah, you can still dislike it,
but you can't see how many.
Which sucks, because I think that was kind of integral to the experience of really bad videos on YouTube.
How I turned the channel into a movie. The entire season explained.
Oh, well, that's a story for a different day.
Yes.
Highlights of the season, I don't know, fuck. I feel like we've done it.
Spencer eating it.
The best episode was the lawyer one with Lubert.
The scene where Freddie's mom is being questioned by Lubert, and
they make out.
They make out, and then they do that weird fishing thing.
Oh, that's right. Luby. I need some more lube in my life, especially when I watch this episode, because it turns me on.
And he looks fairly handsome in this episode, but then once his whole charade is exposed, then the wart's there.
He's a handsome man. Again. He's a handsome man, that actor that plays Lubert. He's so handsome that he coerced the 13-year-old actress who played Nora from the original series.
Oh, yeah, they were married.
Yeah, he courted her until she was 18, and then they started fucking. Hopefully they weren't doing that prior, but he courted her till she was 18.
That's bad.
And it's creepy as fuck. And that goes on in Hollywood a lot, and I always comment on it. This will get flagged, but whatever. No one's going to listen to this, so we probably won't get flagged.
Right.
But still get those likes up there, guys. Seriously. 6,000 likes. Shave my balls, eat maybe 2 whole eggs. I don't give a shit. I'll swallow them like fucking Rocky. Like Rocky 1 when he eats the 4 eggs at once, puts them in the blender. I'll do that. I swear to God, I'll do a lot for your attention. Anyway.
Yeah.
So, I guess before we transition to the next part of the video, let's make the transition. Random Yeah.
Epic transition!
Nothing happened when you said that. He just said epic transition, then he left the couch. I'm surprised no one got hurt. Someone always gets hurt when they fucking do these fucking random dancings lately. Who wrote this? Hey, oh my God, look at this part of the episode.
The epic transition is done!
Yeah, I'm sure it was epic. I'm sure I added some amazing new special effects that made it glitzy and glamorous.
All professional for this unprofessional podcast.
Yeah, what are you talking about? This is an amazingly professional podcast. I've got, like, if you guys could see this room, that we're in right now. It's got like mics every nook and cranny. It's got 7 monitors, all HD, and capable of 4K playback.
And we've got it soundproofed as well.
And we have at least 16 8K cameras laying around here. I think it's safe to say we have a very professional. But with that bullshit aside, I'm going to tell you guys how I think about fucking Big Time Rush episode 1.
Yeah, that we couldn't watch on Amazon.
Yeah, we had to go to Netflix because even though Paramount Plus is owned by Viacom, which also owns Nickelodeon, it still can't get us all the episodes of Big Time Rush.
Yeah, like we looked on Amazon Prime and it starts season 1 with episode 2.
It's very weird and it was a little infuriating for me at first, but we found out a way. There's
always a way.
We found a way.
If you open up your...
But anyway, what I thought of the episode, because Bryan's been wanting me to see this for a very long time for whatever reason.
It's because when I asked you to watch it with me originally, I thought you had said that it was garbage or something like that. And I wanted to prove to you that it wasn't.
So, here's the premise. Nickelodeon releases iCarly back in the mid-2000s. I am already sort of skeptical as a teenager. I think I was a preteen, actually, roughly. Preteen, teen, whatever. I'm 28 now, so that makes sense. And then I warmed up to iCarly. But I noticed while I was watching iCarly that the quality of Nickelodeon at the time was diminishing. And, it just wasn't the same Nickelodeon I had grown up with for 10 years. Same with Cartoon Network, and companies change. That's all it was. Times change.
Our tastes change.
Yeah, and there's a whole argument that goes with that I'll save for a different fucking episode, because we might talk about Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network retrospectively in the future. Yeah. But I'm going to save that.
Yeah, we'll save that for another podcast.
Yeah, because I definitely have some strong opinions about it, because I still check into Nickelodeon and the Cartoon Network every once in a while, and I do think that there is a objective delineation and an objective decline of quality. That aside, at the time I was very cynical, and I saw iCarly and I reluctantly started to fall in love with iCarly, but I wouldn't admit it to anybody. But after iCarly sort of fell off and wasn't advertised as much before its series finale, even, or several ending seasons, I would kind of depart away from the Nickelodeon scene altogether. I was just more of a filmmaking kind of kid, kind of watched YouTube more than anything, and just kind of series like Breaking Bad. I just kind of pulled away from it as I got older, because I just didn't like the whole teeny bopper direction Nickelodeon was kind of closing in on. Even though they've had shows like that their entire run as a series, as a channel, I just didn't like the way they were going. I just fell out of love with it. It wasn't really my taste. And I remember Big Time Rush being advertised around the time Victorious was premiered. And I definitely didn't like Victorious. So by the time Big Time Rush came out, I was like, dog shit, moving on. So, I grow up, whatever, and eventually I have nostalgia for shows like iCarly. Me and Bryan meet at a job, which is where we actually met, became friends, and it was a Domino's job, which we don't work anymore, but that's where we met up. And one of the conversation topics that came up during one of our, chill out sessions, I guess, when we met up for the first time, just kind of hung out, was stuff that we've watched from Nickelodeon other than SpongeBob in our childhood.
Yeah, because we would quote SpongeBob like our entire shifts.
Yeah, we would just quote SpongeBob and occasionally Fairly Odd Parents, Danny Phantom.
Yeah.
Bryan famously did the entire Danny Phantom song in front of customers at work during one of my first shifts there, which was
and did not give a flying fuck.
Didn't give a fuck about. Yeah, it was awesome. And that's when I was like, all right, this guy shares a not giving a fuck attitude like I do. So I mean, I was very.
Yeah, I remember I told you the time I got the entire Chipotle restaurant to sing the iCarly things.
That was cool, man. Yeah, I'm all into that kind of culture. You know, if you can get someone to in public to, you know, do something that pertains to something you love, you know, like from the past, sing a theme song or just any song, or fall in line with a trend that isn't popular anymore. You know, fuck it. You know, it's a nice little nostalgic, fun little happening. But no, we got to talking, and you know, Bryan brought up Big Time Rush, and I immediately rolled my eyes, and I was like, yeah, not my thing. Hated that fucking shit. Kind of dropped off Nickelodeon before 2010 hit. And Bryan was like, oh, that's like one of my favorite shows. And I was like, really?
I kind of understood the drop off from Nickelodeon, but it's still, just hearing the Big Time Rush sucked. I was like, oh, I don't like that.
And Bryan likes boy bands more than I do, too. That should be mentioned.
Yeah.
Not that I don't like pop music. I just, you know, he's more into boy bands. So, you know, there was that. And so I was like, well, fuck it, you know. So, like, years go by, and he keeps bringing up Big Time Rush. And I probably just insulted it enough because it was on your iPhone.
Yeah.
Or, sorry, your smartphone.
Yeah.
As your ringtone. And eventually, after hearing that, you know, the theme song on your ringtone enough, I think I said, Big Time Rush, huh? And then, out of nowhere, one day, you were like, yeah, well, come on, don't knock it till you try it. And I was like, you know what, fuck it, fine, fair enough. And you said, we ought to fucking do it for the podcast one day, where we get you to watch the first episode of Big Time Rush.
Yeah.
And so I don't know what I'm going to push on Bryan to watch for the first time for the podcast. I don't have anything in mind, because most of the stuff I watch that he doesn't is weird artsy shit. So we'll figure something out. There's probably something I can get you to watch we can get your reaction if it happens.
Yeah.
But this is about me tonight, my reaction. What did I think of Big Time Rush? Well,
I want honesty here. Don't sugarcoat it.
I wasn't planning on sugarcoating it. I liked it. I figured I would like it.
After I told you it was Scott Fellows.
Well, okay, Scott Fellows, for those of you who don't know, all six of you, because it seems to be six consistently.
Yeah.
He's the guy who made Ned's excuse me. Let me start that over. He's the producer that made Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide.
Results may vary.
Results may vary. And he also made the Cartoon Network show, Johnny Test. Both of which I watched in my youth. Big fans of both. And when I saw that he directed or created this show, I was very surprised. Because I was like, really? This?
Because we were on a Dan Schneider kick.
Yeah, I mean, Dan Schneider, you know, he's done unfortunately, he's done the bulk of
the shows we've been watching.
The 2000s Nickelodeon teen drama sitcoms. Or teen sitcoms, not drama. But when I noticed that Scott Fellows directed or created Big Time Rush, I was surprised, because it was like, really? He did a boy band show. I was surprised. I didn't know that till tonight. So, you know, I'm looking at the credits, you know, and wow, Scott Fellows, fucking A. So that comes by, and I'm like, all right, that's something. And immediately I noticed the style of the show is different from the likes of, you know, obviously Drake and Josh, iCarly, all that, whatever. But also the likes of Zoe 101, which was also a Dan Schneider show. This is actually a show that has a style similar to Ned's Declassified, which, the guy made Ned's Declassified as well as this show, Scott Fellows. So it only made sense. And by that point, I was like, all right, this has got a lot of creative ingenuity to it. It's got a lot of fun filmmaking in it. And it does. It's got a lot of really quick edits and a lot of wacky angles. And it kind of reminds me of something, you know, like from the 90s, like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids or something like that. Like some in the same style.
The inspiration of the show is really from The Monkees, which was a show in like the 60s and the 70s.
Yeah, but I'm talking about lenses and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, but, just pure camera stuff.
Yeah, okay, that's what you're talking about.
But as far as like tone, yeah, it falls in line with something slightly more mature than your average Nickelodeon sitcom, which I guess The Monkees would be a good comparison. Ned's Declassified is the obvious comparison to make, but Ned's Declassified always reminded me of the show Scrubs, which has a very similar style.
The medical show Scrubs?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
As far as tone and, being very, very wacky while also being grounded and kind of has this heart to it,
Yeah. He's teaching you how to survive. He's teaching you how to survive middle school, which is the worst of the 3 schoolings.
Absolutely. There's no doubt about that. Of course, I had a pretty miserable middle school and high school experience, but I would say...
Middle school was worse.
Yeah, middle school is like the armpit of education, at least in America. But, that style came to resonate with me immediately when I was watching this tonight. And we had me filming my face, recording the reaction that I had. And I tried to make that entertaining. But, a lot of my reactions are exaggerated. But at the end of the day, it really was a genuine attempt to tell a story about 4 boys, teenage boys, trying to get the big time rush.
Yeah.
I'll say I've seen that story a million times, but the way they did it was creative in a way that I hadn't seen it before.
Yeah.
So many shows do it. Hannah Montana did it. Again, Victorious did it. So many shows have done it, but this one kind of added a sense of creative energy to the way they came across executing it. In particular, the guy that played the music producer that appoints the 4 boys into coming to L.A., which I thought, what's his name on the show?
Gustavo Rock.
Gustavo Rock. I don't know the actor's name.
Steven Glickman.
Steven Glickman. That dude rocks. Legitimately, that dude is so fucking funny. Over the top character actor.
Yep.
But I was really impressed by he was also talented with singing as well as played a mean piano as well. Not only is he a good character actor and is funny, but he's talented musically.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, all right, cool, fucking A, cool. So are the four boys, by the way. Pretty okay with the acting thing, but good musicians, good performers. Other than
in the first episode, you don't really hear them sing individually, but in certain episodes throughout this, there are 4 seasons of this show. Throughout this couple of seasons, there are a couple of episodes where they're singing individually, so you hear their individual voices as opposed to the voices when they all kind of mesh together to make the big time rush sound, and they're all really good. They're all really good singers.
Yeah, I from what I heard, it sounded like they legitimately had talent.
Yeah.
I didn't hear a lot of auto-tune. I might have to rewatch it, but I'm not going to.
Yeah.
From what I heard, it sounded pretty good. I also want to commend Nickelodeon for setting the characters or establishing the characters within the setting of Minnesota, which I've never seen in a Nicktoon teen show before.
Yeah, everything's just been Seattle, Los
Angeles,
or
New York, LA, and
Yeah.
the show is LA, but it's also I kind of like that they showed Minnesota the way it's supposed to be, snowy, miserable.
Yeah.
It looked kind of miserable. I'm sure people that live there probably even think that, because I've heard people that live in Michigan and, northern states, complain about the snow and everything, even though they were used to it. That was cool to see. That on top of that, I really liked the general vibe of it. It was very uplifting, but not in an annoying way. I didn't feel like I was being forced to feel good. It was just kind of 4 boys, they're zany,
Every once in a while, Kendall has his little speech moments as the leader of this little show thing.
And I like Ned's Declassified. It was wink, wink, nudge, nudge. They're aware they're in a show, which I really like.
Yeah.
If it does come off cheesy, they can kind of get away with it because they do have that sense of self-awareness. And
it's almost like a fourth wall break in that show. Except they're kind of breaking their own fourth wall.
Yeah.
It's they know they're in a show, but they're acting like they're not in a show.
Yes, I would agree. Like, and there's enough self-awareness, but enough cheesiness to kind of keep it balanced.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not I like both of those things. I like cheesiness for its own sake, as well as self-awareness for its own sake. But in this show, I think it had a nice even balance. And all in all, you know, like in a sitcom from Nickelodeon, if it's going to be something with this premise, you do want to walk away, especially if you're a kid, which is what the demographic is for the show.
Yep. You
You want to walk away from it feeling good. You know, oh, I want to live in that world. You know,
Yep.
I want to be like those guys. And yeah, I felt that legitimately. The music was good.
He's only heard one song. But...
I've only heard one song. From what it sounds like, I think Bryan's more of a fan of the music than I am.
Yeah.
I'm probably not going to be going to any Big Time Rush concerts.
You're not gonna go with me on their next tour.
Probably not, man. Unless you go with me to the next St. Vincent concert.
Never even heard of that group.
Exactly. So, you know, we have our differences in taste, but we're about to listen to some...
I've got my own Big Time Rush partner anyway. So.
That's good. You know, like if you came to me and it's raining and it's 2023 and I'm still alive and...
I say, I got these tickets to Big Time Rush.
Well, you come to me and you've got like mascara-laden tears running down your face. I don't know why I added the mascara, but it's just more dramatic that way.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you're like, I need someone to go to Big Time Rush with me. I don't know who else has. I will, not out of pity, but just out of like friendship, you're like, all right, man. All right, come on. Give me the ticket. I didn't buy it. Can you buy it? No. How much is it? $200. Are you fucking kidding me? No. And you've already seen them? Uh-huh. All right. No, sorry. I'll close the door. But if you had a ticket and you needed someone to go with you, I would come and I would buy food for you after the concert.
Okay.
In that specific scenario, I would come and see it with you.
Okay.
If someone bailed out and was like, I'm not seeing it, I got sick and broke my leg. Or scapula.
I mean, if that just happened, I'd just go by myself. I was like, shit. I mean, I just bought 2 tickets, but, you know.
Well, if you waive the other ticket to me, like whatever circumstance, you're like, can I please?
This is a free ticket. Yeah.
I'd be like, yeah, absolutely, man. Let's do it. I would.
Okay.
I'm not rating this.
You're not my, you won't be my first person I talk to when I say, hey, you want to go to a Big Time Rush concert with me. I'll put you on maybe number 4, number 5. But...
Okay, that's good. But if all those options melt through, that's the only way I would do it.
Yeah.
But with that being said, I don't want to leave it on like a desperate note like that. I liked it and may be open to watching more episodes.
On the channel, maybe?
Yes.